Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Back at y'all with my second video of the day. Shout out to the nation, shout out to the mob. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. Now, this is something that I also was going to speak on a little bit earlier, but fuck it, I'm going to get into it now. And this is something that's going on between Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya right now. You see what I mean? If you've been tuned in with Ryan Garcia and his whole dilemma with Golden Boy Promotions, it's safe to say that both of these guys are not on the best of terms right now. It's actually low-key looking like a beef between Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins. You see what I mean? And with Ryan Garcia, man, he's been going back and forth, man, just doing the usual typical sucker shit that he's been getting into, and that's pulling out of fights, you know what I mean, and trying to weigh his options to the best of his ability, you know what I mean, trying to get the highest reward for the lowest risk, you know what I mean. That's the type of time that Ryan Garcia has been on. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a situation where at first, let's really break it down. Ryan Garcia wanted to pursue the Rolly Romero fight, right? And a lot of people were requesting that he fight Devin Haney instead. A lot of people were more intrigued in a Devin Haney fight instead, right? Okay, cool. Ryan Garcia sees that on social media because that's all he really does with his day is partake in social media. So he puts up a poll on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter X, and says, "Who do y'all want to see me fight next?" And it was Devin Haney and Rolly Romero. There was a substantial difference between Devin Haney and Rolly Romero, with Devin Haney taking the lead. So he was like, okay, cool. This is what the fans want. We're going to pursue this fight. So Ryan Garcia goes and gets in negotiations with Devin Haney. From what I understand, everything was going well, even on Devin Haney's part. He seemed pretty optimistic about the fight happening with Ryan Garcia. You see what I mean? So now, fast forward, Ryan Garcia is in the middle of negotiations with with Devin Haney. All of a sudden, he runs into Floyd Mayweather. I don't know exactly how that came about. I don't know if he called Floyd or Floyd called him, but regardless, they were hanging out. In the process of them working out together, you know what I mean, chilling, talking or whatever, all of a sudden, Ryan Garcia has a change in mind of who he wants to face. You see what I mean? And I'm one of the people that came on this channel and firmly believe that being that Rolly Romero is a Floyd Mayweather TMT fighter, that Floyd Mayweather convinced this man to step away from the Devin Haney negotiations and pursue the Rolly Romero fight. You see what I mean? So that's what's going. So that was what was going on with that situation. I think Floyd successfully manipulated Ryan Garcia into taking the Rolly Romero fight. So he advises his team to go and make the Rolly Romero fight happen, right? And pretty much tells Devin Haney, whatever, man, I don't need you. You need me. You know what I mean? You like wait your turn type shit, like trying to flex on Devin Haney. You see what I mean? So he did that under the impression that it was going to be easy to make this Rolly Romero fight happen. Wrong. You see what I mean? Absolutely wrong. And this is why I named the video Karma is a Bitch. Why? Because Oscar De La Hoya comes on. There's a report saying that Oscar De La Hoya says that Rolly Romero has priced himself out of the fight. I'm sure there was somebody else that was involved. Let me get a check real quick. You know what I mean? So I can give you the information that's necessary. You know what I mean? I want to give you the right info. You feel what I'm saying? Let's see exactly who he said priced himself out. Let me see. Okay, Oscar De La Hoya, this is a tweet from Michael Benson. Oscar De La Hoya has stated that Rolly Romero and Isaac Cruz have both priced themselves out of a potential Ryan Garcia fight. So Garcia versus Jose Ramirez is now close to being done. This is a quote from Michael Benson. Shout out to him for keeping me informed on the socials. You know what I mean? So Oscar De La Hoya pretty much goes over to Rolly Romero and says, yo, man, how much you want for the fight? Rolly Romero reveals his price tag, and he's like, nah, we not doing that. You see what I'm saying? So he pretty much, and this is why you should have your promoters on your good side. You know what I mean? This is exactly why you should have your promoters on your good side, because I think that the fight I think Oscar De La Hoya would have put in more effort behind negotiations behind the scenes if him and Ryan Garcia were on good terms. You know what I mean? But the fact that they're not on good terms, and being that Oscar De La Hoya is the one who conducts the business behind making the fights happen with Ryan Garcia, he's not going to try as hard. You know what I mean? So what does he want to do? He wants to line him with Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is somebody who's with Golden Boy Promotions. So it's pretty clear that he doesn't want to give Ryan Garcia that big money fight. That's that's a big fight that he could get a bag and possibly get a good win over. What Oscar De La Hoya is doing now is saying, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You want to you want to treat me a certain way. You're gonna leave Golden Boy Promotions after this. So I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that you're either on the shelf for the remainder of this contract, or you're gonna leave Golden Boy Promotions with a L. This is something that happens with promoters all the time when they're on bad terms with fighters. If we really want to be honest, and this is my personal opinion, I think that Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions were trying to line up. They was trying to line Ryan Garcia in that Oscar Duarte fight because they thought stylistically Oscar Duarte could have defeated Ryan Garcia or knocked Ryan Garcia out. You know what I'm saying? A strong, aggressive, come forward, pressure puncher. You know what I'm saying? They thought that was the recipe to defeat Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? But they came up short in that situation and ended up backfiring on them. So now they want to put him against a former world champion, Jose Ramirez, who was one of the best 140-pound fighters at one particular time until he ran into Josh Taylor. You see what I mean? His career has dwindled. You know what I mean? His stock just dropped a little bit since then with him ducking Regis and all types of shit like that. You see what I'm saying? But regardless, this is what happens. Karma is a bitch, man. Karma is a bitch. You know what I mean? You stepped away from the Devin Haney negotiations. You gave this man your word that you was gonna try to make this fight happen. You gave the people your word that you was gonna make this fight happen. So what happens? You think Floyd has your best interest? You think Floyd is somebody who rocks with you, bro? The Floyd don't give a fuck about nobody but his money. You know what I mean? If you're not a TMT fighter, he barely give a fuck about the fighters that's in his stable, if we being honest. So what makes you think that he's your friend? What makes you think that he's your mentor? All he was doing was reeling you out of that Devin Haney fight and try to make a bag off you, just like he did in the Gervonta Davis fight, just using you. But you don't see that because you a young, naive kid that thinks he knows the business of boxing when you really don't. You know what I mean? You think these people have your best business, you think they have your best interest and they don't. You know what I mean? All they doing is manipulating you. All they doing is trying to get one up on you. And this is why I agree with Oscar De La Hoya when he says that Ryan Garcia has been given bad advice. Floyd gave that man some bad advice and it bit him in the ass. You know what I'm saying? And since Oscar De La Hoya feels a way about you going behind his back to go talk with Floyd, and you know what I mean, he don't like Floyd and stuff like that. He feels like you backstabbing him. So what he gonna do? He gonna make shit hard for you. He gonna make shit hard for you and not allow you to get them big fights that you looking for. He gonna make sure that he puts you in the most risky situations possible for the smallest bag. You know what I mean? And Jose Ramirez is somebody that may have the recipe to defeat somebody like Ryan Garcia. He's very experienced. He's a former world champion. And like I said, he's a dangerous guy, but he doesn't provide the biggest bag. So it's clear what Golden Boy Promotions is attempting to do to Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? They pretty much going to tell him, yo, take it or leave it, bro. You want to be active, then you can fight Jose Ramirez. If you don't want to take this fight, then you just going to have to sit on the shelf. And that's what happens when you burn bridges with people that have some type of power over you. You know what I mean? These promoters are the ones who make these fights happen behind the scenes. You are not your own boss. You know what I mean? You could tell them what you want, but there's no guarantee that they'll actually give you that fight. They gave you the Gervonta Davis fight because it was a stupid bag that they was going to pick up in the process. It just made financial sense. You know what I'm saying? And being that you was pissing them off at that time, they probably wanted you to humble yourself in that situation as well. But obviously, there's no humbling with Ryan Garcia. He still feels like he's this pay-per-view selling star and that he brings so much to the table. Okay. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't bring that much if obviously you're not this big of a star and you don't generate that much revenue if they weren't willing to give Rolly Romero what he was asking for. You know what I mean? Because even if they were on bad terms with you, if they know they was about to pick up a crazy substantial bag off you, they would let you fight Rolly Romero. They just gonna keep running that money up on you. But being that Oscar De La Hoya not really fucking with Ryan right now, B-Hop not fucking with Ryan right now, they're gonna make things hard for him. And that's what he gets for walking away from the Devin Haney situation, bro. God don't like ugly. You know what I mean? And you being such a religious person, you should be able to understand that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Tables turn, bro. Tables turn. So where does this leave Ryan Garcia? This leaves Ryan Garcia assed out without an opponent. You know what I mean? And he possibly lost a big money fight, a big meaningful fight for a WBC title against Devin Haney because he wanted the, you know what I mean, backdoor niggas. So it is what it is, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation right here. Oscar De La Hoya rules out Rolly Romero fight for Ryan Garcia. Will he run back to Devin Haney? If it's a situation where that happens, I hope Devin Haney turns his back on him and pursues a bigger fight because he also has options as well. And he does not need Ryan Garcia amongst popular belief. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion on the situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think. This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.